Gemma from Generation Strength and welcome to day 27 of the 30-day Strength from Home workout challenge, where we're working out every single day for the next 30 days. We're counting down the final days of the challenge. Well done on getting this far. Today we've got core and glutes. All the moves that we'll be doing will be performed with a mini band, so this is a really good way of activating the core and burning out the glute muscles from every single angle. If you don't have a mini band, that's fine, you can do these moves using your body weight, but I highly recommend buying one. They're about €3 to €4 or pounds. Don't be fooled, they don't look like much, but they're going to get you a serious burn after the 8 moves that we're going to do in today's workout. So join me in the centre of the mat. We're going to not do the warm-up, we're just going to go straight into the core and glutes. We have 30 seconds work with 10-second rest just so we can get between each exercise. The first move that we're going to do is a banded dead bug, so you're going to be putting the band around your feet. From here you're going to come down, you're going to have the hands up, and I'm alternating. So my lower back is pushed into the ground, I take leg down and I take the opposite hand down. So lower back's in contact with the floor and I'm taking the leg as far down as I can, but I'm keeping this leg stationary and working the hip flexor. So what we don't want to do is come down and bring this leg down with it. We want to keep this one up in line with the hip as this one goes straight and down, and as the other hand comes down. That's our first move. After that, we're going to take the band up. We're going to go to glute abduction, so it's above the knee. Coming up into the glute bridge and then pushing out to work the outer hip, the abductors. From there, we're going to go to a side plank, so we're going to take the band down to our ankle. We're going to come on our side. And then we're going to do a leg lift, so we're targeting again the glute med on the outside of the hip, whilst also working the side of the core. Last move from there is a one-legged glute move, so we're going to take the band up again. We're going to be down, same as the one before, but we're going to go to one leg. We're going to come up, slightly pushing against the band, and back down. So those are our first 4 moves, then I'm going to show you the 4 other moves. We're going to get right into it with dead bug. So around the foot, 30 seconds on, 10-second rest, and we're going to switch sides. So in the center, bring the leg down, opposite hand goes back to touch. So we're going to do one side 30 seconds, the other side 30 seconds. So as I take the arm down and the leg as far down as I go, I feel my core bracing. I'm pushing the lower back into the ground. Reset your position, make sure that the knee is stacked over the hip, lower back pressed to the ground, hands are up directly in front. From here now I'm switching my arms, so one leg goes down as the arm comes down. Flexing the foot, make sure that the band stays in place. Pushing the band down, the foot down away from you. You should feel it in the core. And now working the hip flexor of the leg that's staying up. A lot of the time the hip flexors are tight, but they're also quite weak, particularly spending a lot of time sitting at a desk, so it's a good way to strengthen the hip flexors. So from here, we're going to go up, taking the band up above the knee, up into glutes, taking the band out. As I take the band out, I keep the hips up. Don't come up and let the hips drop as you take them out, keep the glute engaged at the top. My feet are quite narrow. Come out to the side. Squeeze for a second, feel it on the outer hip and on the glute max on the main glute muscle at the back. From here, take the glute band back down, in line with the ankles. I'm going to come up onto the elbow, and now I'm going to bring up the band so it's a straight leg raise. Working the outside of the hip, working the side of the core. Taking the leg as far up as you can. If you're a bit uncomfortable here and you're rotating from the hips, come down. Get relaxed and then just focus on engaging the glute, holding it at the top for a second, coming back up. So now we're going to switch sides. So make sure that the band is tight. We don't want to be starting down here. We want to start where the band is tight, not relaxed. Same coming up. Or we can be down here and we can bring it up. Make sure that the hips are in line, you're not rotating forward or back. Hold it at the top of the move. And back down, both toes pointing forward. From here, we're taking the band back up. Above the knee, we're going to go to one-legged glutes. So same position as before, but one leg up. As I come up, I can take the leg out to the side, coming back down. Make sure as you go out, you keep the hips up, hips are nice and in line. And now you should really feel it burning in the glutes. We're hitting the glutes from every angle. Make sure that we're targeting all the glute muscles as we come up and out. So, foot. I can reach my foot with my fingers touching my heel. Leg goes up, my knees are in line. As I come down, resetting the back, pushing it into the ground and going up. I drive through my elbows, pushing my elbows into the ground, pushing up off my heel so that I engage the glute to the top, not the lower back, as I push out to the side. Now we're going to go back to dead bugs. So band around the foot. From here we're going one. So we're nice, slow and controlled. Really feel it in the core. Squeeze the core. Pushing the lower back into the ground. We don't want to bring the back off the floor. You're also going to feel it on the hip flexor, on the front of the leg, of the stationary leg. As it's doing an isometric hold, it's holding it in place as you take the leg back. So now we're going to switch sides. Got 3 rounds of the moves, totaling about 18 to 20 minutes. So opposite hand back. Knees bent at 90. Under the hip. Don't let this leg come into stationary. Hold it there. As you push the other leg down, going as low as you can. Keeping the band on the middle of the foot. Hold it at the bottom. I'm going to take the band back up. Standard glute with legs out to the side, so I'm coming up, pushing out. As I push out, keep the glutes the same height. Try not to come up too high and pushing out. It's 2 moves. I come up, hold, and then out. As I go down, I reset the lower back into the ground, pushing up again. Should feel this on the main muscle of the glute, on the back, and then out to the outer hip. As we push out to the side, taking the band back down over ankles. Side plank lift so we can be here. Coming over that, make it a little bit more challenging. We can come onto the elbow. Or we can come back down and focus on the glute. Bringing it up, holding at the top. Again, you shouldn't feel this in the lower back. If you feel it in the lower back, maybe the hips aren't in line. Make sure you're not rocking back. Switch sides. So again, band is tight. I don't want to start from this position. I want to keep the glutes constantly working. So the band is constantly tense. Good rest here. Putting my hand on my head as I focus on squeezing the glute at the top, bringing it back down. Might find one side is more difficult than the other side. Taking the band back up, going to one-legged glutes. So again, above the knee. Bringing the leg out to the side, back down. So my knees are in line as I come down, my foot is straight. Flexing my toe. Driving up through the elbows. Again, shouldn't feel it in the lower back, only in the hamstrings and in the glutes, but mostly in the glutes. So leg up, out, back down to reset, back out again. Hold it out at the end for a second, bring it back and then go back down. Now we're back to the last round of the dead bugs. Band over the feet. Same side down, opposite hand. Goes down and back at the same time as the leg is lowered. Start position again, we're going to switch to the other side. Again, make sure that the knees are in line with the hips, that they're not too far away, as it's going to put a little bit more pressure on the lower back. Flexing the foot of the stationary leg, coming over, holding it at the end range of motion, squeeze the core. Back to center. Taking the bump back up, standing glute bridge, taking the legs out to the side at the top of the movement. So bring up, taking the glutes out, come a little bit narrower so the feet are close together, pushing the lower back into the ground. It's important that you don't just come down, keeping the back arched and coming back up again. Want the lower back to reset and relax. Here, taking it back down, side planks. So again, more difficult versions, we're going to be up. So the only thing touching is my elbow and my ankle as I bring it up. Here we're incorporating side planks as well as working the glutes. Sides. So modified version, I'm down and I'm just focusing on the glute. Try to keep the toes pointing forward, trying to rotate the foot as you come up. hold it at the top for a second, bringing it back down. Next circuit we've got is starting with hollow bodies, which we did last week. We're going to use the band. So we're going to come down, we're going to be in this position, holding the band overhead. So here I'm flexing my feet towards me, I'm pulling the band apart, engaging the core a little bit more. You can bend the knees, if it becomes a little bit too difficult, going back into the hollow body. Or I can incorporate the crunches. Legs up higher or slightly bent to make it a little bit easier. I want to make it harder, we can come lower down into the hollow body. Into donkey kicks, we want to bring the band up. We want to have it on one knee and above the other knee. So here it's on my knee down, and then this one is the leg that we're going to bring up, so it's above the knee. So from here, I'm going to go back, keeping the pelvis neutral, keeping the lower back neutral, up, so I'm squeezing the bum, keeping in line, and pushing back down. So we've got 30 seconds on this side, 30 seconds on the other. So I'm bent at 90 degrees from my knee, I'm going up, extending at the hip until I feel it in the glutes, stopping there. I don't want to go too high, I don't want to be coming up. I'm doing this motion, everything is still nice and controlled. The movement is just coming from the leg up. So now we're going to switch, we're going to put the band under the other knee and we're going to bring it above. So this is the position that we're in. Try to make sure that the knee is under the hip, that the wrists are under the shoulders. Take the leg up, almost like I'm pushing my heel up, keeping the back nice and flat by engaging the core. So I don't want to be in this position, engage the core, bringing the glutes down into a tilt, to a posterior tilt as I bring it up. From here, band goes onto the ankles. So here we're going to be doing planks with step out. So come on onto the elbows and I'm tapping now from side to side, make it a little bit more challenging. We can come up to a high plank and tap. Here we're engaging the core more by having a little bit of resistance against the band. Coming up to standing glutes, we're going to do side to back, 30 seconds. So I'm taking my leg out to the side and then I'm taking it back. So look straight ahead. As I come back, it's just enough to squeeze the glute. Not too far back that I'm arching at the back. As I come out to the side, this leg stays still as I bring it out. I'm not shifting my weight to come and bring it out. So same on the side, switching. So leg comes straight out. Back to center, keep the band nice and tight, but when it comes loose, bring the feet together. And then you're going to take it back behind, just above the ankles. Out, and back. Now I'm feeling it on the glute muscle. You put your hand on the side of the glute and on the back. As you come out, make sure that you're engaging. Back to center and then straight back. So as I come out, I bring it to the center. As I come back, I bring it back to the center again. That's the reset position. From here, we're going to go back into hollow bodies. So, band is around the hands. Pulling the band apart. Pushing the lower back into the ground. Legs are engaged. Bringing the body slightly low back in the ground. If not, we're going to be here with knees bent,
That's the modified, easier version where you can keep the feet extended but a higher position. Making it harder, we're going to come lower down and we're going to hold this position for 30 seconds. Back into donkey kicks, so putting the band on the knee and then above the other knee. So on the knee is to the ground to keep the band stable. Above the knee is so we can hit the glute back into the donkey kick. Knee comes back to centre. Hold it at the top, really squeeze the glute, feel the glute engage right at the top of the movement. Now we're going to switch, we're going to put the band under the knee, so it's on the mat, and above the knee for the leg that's coming up. So my back is nice and flat. Neutral position by squeezing the core. I take leg back and up. Knee stays bent. Pushing my heel up to the ground, up to the ceiling, and bring it back down. Last one, hold it. Now we're going to take the band back down, around the ankles for plank step out, coming on to the elbows, feet out, tapping side to side. Keep the bum down, keep the back nice and flat. Tapping out as far as I can to the side, coming back to the centre. Trying to shift the hips too much. Standing glute. So coming against the wall, pushing my leg out, back to the centre, back behind. Last 5 seconds. Switch sides. After this we've got one more round, then we're finished. So out to the side, back. Look straight ahead, keep the chest up. As I come back, I'm not leaning forward and arching the back. I'm staying still, the movement is coming from the hip being driven back. Not so much me leaning forward to push the leg back. Last round, band on hands, hollow bodies. So I'm pushing my lower back into the ground. Feet are together, hands are pulling apart the band. You bring the knees in. Make it a little harder. You can add a crunch if I want to, or I can hold it here. Bring the legs out. Back into donkey kicks. So again, band is on the knee and then above the knee. So on the knees down. Hold, squeeze at the top, back down. One more hold. So we're going to switch. Band above the knee for the leg that's going back. Try to keep the hips in line as you come up. Try not to rotate at the hip. Squeeze the core as you bring the leg up. From here, we're going to take the band around our ankles and go straight into planks. Hold it at the top for the last 2 seconds. 1, 2. Good. Take the band to the ankles. 2 more moves left. Keep going left round. Come down. Tap out. Trying to have the bum in the air, otherwise we're not really going to engage the core very much. Coming down. A straight line from the head to the glutes. Last move, come standing. Leg out and back to center. Last 10 seconds. Then we're going to switch sides and then we're finished. All right. So a slight bend in the knee of the leg that's standing. Take the band out and back. Last one, keep pushing. Okay, core and glutes done. Well done. I will see you tomorrow. 3 more days and then we're finished.